What's going on, guys? Sir Tacos here, back at you with another review for the WFC trilogy. We're going to be finishing off our 4 big bad guys this week, having previously taken a look at Soundwave, Starscream, and Shockwave. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that my oldest tiny human is home today. They do not have school at school due to inclement weather, so they're having school at home virtually with little tablets. So I may get interrupted, I may not, we'll see. Anyway, getting on with the review, today we're going to be taking a look at the Seige Megatron mold. So here he is in his alt mode with all of its tanky goodness. And taking a look at the barrel, you've got lots of silver paint as well as some red there, making it look really nice. You've got gray plastic, more red paint here, and here you've got black plastic for the hands sitting there. No paint on this part of the barrel, just black plastic. And then you've got some of that scuffy paint right there. It's gray on gray. At this angle you can really see it pop, but once I get the light right on it, it's harder to see. You've got more of that same color paint, I'm pretty sure, down here on these tread covers. And then here at the back, you've got his Robo Mode feet with some gray paint sticking out there. Here at the front, you've got 4 little yellow paint applications picking out his little tanky headlights. Then at the bottom, you've got his head sitting there with his chest, and you can pretty much tell how this is going to go down. Most H tanks have a similar setup, but this is the legs and these are the arms usually, but these do not end up as his arms. Kind of like Quake, actually. But there you have him in his vehicle mode. For articulation, he has 4 plastic wheels that will let him roll, as rolling things should. Let's get it in frame there. There we go. He can roll. Go ahead and show off that his turret can move 360 degrees. His chest is not plugged in all the way. There we go. Must have come undone in storage there. 360 degree rotation on that turret. It doesn't really have any upward movement, but that's fine. And there you have him. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some size comparisons with other vehicles, which we're going to have to zoom out for, and then we'll go ahead and get into his transformation. Alrighty, there you have Megatron with our Rubik's Cube for starters, with the Gore statue, with Volkswagen Bumblebee, with Device Soundwave, with the Voyager class Starscream. And there he is with Shockwave with all of his armor on, because I like the armor on in vehicle mode. When I do the robot mode comparisons in the group shot, I'm going to have him without his armor. But there he is. And like I said, next week I'm hoping to do something special for my reviews. But in case that doesn't go well, here he is with the next Voyager review, Sound Blaster. So if I can't do what I want to do for Monday and Friday's review this coming week, then it'll be, I want to say, Cup and Sound Blaster. Alrighty, and that's about it for size comparisons, so we'll go ahead and zoom ourselves back in here and take a look at transformation. Now, you could start and stop a whole lot of different places on this. Like right now, I could completely transform his legs, so to do that, we are going to pop them down. There is a tab that goes into a slot on his leg, and we'll be able to pull the panel that slot is on out. His hip is going to remain stationary, but the thigh swivel is going to rotate around as his leg unfolds and then pops out. Close the panel back up, fold the hip down. We'll go ahead and show that again and then do his feet real quick. So we're going to pop the tab out, fold down the panel. And what's essentially happening here is this part of the leg is kicking out. So you're going to fold that out, and you could fold it down right now and fold the hip down. Fold this panel shut. and then rotate it around like that. That's an alternate way to transform it if you want to. Instead of trying to do whatever I did over here, you can literally rotate his leg around, fold the panel out, and then rotate at this hinge at the knee, and then fold his leg down in. And you can do it that way too if you want, but I just like to spin it here without spinning the hip. Without spinning the hip figure. Megatron, cooperate. There we go. So you spin it all down just at this section, then fold this up and this up, then the leg is ready to go. Go ahead and come down to his feet. Click them up, fold out the heels, which like to pop off because they're just friction joints. So I'm going to try and be careful and try not to pop them off. Oh, real quick, before I get to anywhere else, there, just pretend his back half is endurance form. We don't need to look at it for this. I just have to locate what I'm looking for. His cannon is Boosh compatible. As MGO would say, it is effects parts compatible, so you can have him fire the cannon with your effect parts. There. Okay. Now we'll fast forward. Oh look, oh it's like the transfer. Oh bye. Alright, then what we're gonna do is disengage the front pieces. There are these gray tabs here that they were in slots on these. We're gonna lift this up and out of our way and fold this whole section out on this double hinge right here. So vehicle mode is tucked in, which it wasn't at the top of the review if you recall. So it's tucked in and it's pulled out. So we'll pull that out. And then we're gonna rotate his arms forward. You're gonna, when you do it, if you're looking at it this direction from the top, this arm will detach from the cannon, and where the arm is connected to the cannon, this is all nice and flush, and this is kind of rounded out, and it doesn't look as seamless. That's how you know it's the arm that you want to detach. You want to keep it nice and smooth where it attaches. We'll go ahead and rotate his arms forward and clip them into place. There are little small tabs here that are more friction than actual tabbing. Then we can go ahead and take his backpack and we can fold it up. There are little hex hinges basically that you are working with, and then you've got two little tabs that'll go into little slots on the gray part, and then the whole thing will sit down in, and you've got a tab here and a tab here that go into a slot here and a slot here, and plug that all together, and he's got a nice little port on his panel here for flight stands. And then we're going to rotate his waist around. It's going to pop the back out a little bit, but you just mush it back into place. And we're almost done. We're at the home stretch. Go ahead and zoom back out. Ugh, I can't stand this guy with his big old backpack, and mine has kind of wonky ankles, so he does not want to stand. Alright, anyway, we're going to go ahead and fold out his wrist. It does kind of thoop into place, and then we're going to take this panel on the shoulder and fold it back so we get those gun look of it. We're going to pull this big old section off of his cannon, fold the hand out, and we will rotate his fusion cannon around. This already kind of folded itself down, but we'll fold it down to reveal that hammer detail. That's what it's called. I knew it. I don't know guns, but I knew that's a hammer. We'll go ahead and get him posed. And then this, what this does is it just rotates around and becomes a sword. That, because of Thu, I now call the sometimes sword, or the maybe blade, or the blabey. And there he has that. What I'll do actually is keep it rotated into tank mode, and it looks a little wonky from the back, but I'll rotate this blade out and I'll plug it in here to give him his barrel look. It's a little tall, but it's there, and I'm gonna do it. So it's my toy. You can't tell me how to display my own toy in my own house. Or you could, but I won't change my mind because of it. And there he is in robot mode, and that cannon just is going to make him even more back heavy, isn't it? So we'll go ahead and remove this for now and just put it off to the side. There. Alternately, you can go and get any of the Soundwave molds, and they come with this little gun, which you can fold out and plug into the same spot. In there, you can have his look that way, and that's a little less heavy on him. And we'll go ahead and run through his posability now. Here he is at the head. It can rotate almost completely to 90 degrees to the left and the right, but not quite. This does not plug in. This is the only part of the figure I don't really care for. This flap doesn't plug in, so his head can be super hunched, or it can do that. It does have a little wiggle up and down in it, but it is so loose that it doesn't matter. I'll do the articulation on this arm. It's the same on both. Full 360, little over 90 degrees outward. The elbows actually thoop into place, so it goes from, it goes from fully extended to this point. There is no in between, and then it will rotate the rest of the way 90. You've got full rotation at the bicep. The hands move in for transformation. As you saw for transformation, he does have the full rotation at the waist. It'll just kind of move the backpack around, which is fine. And then for the legs, he can do the full Van Damme. He can go forward this much. He can go backwards this much, all the way basically. It is going out to the side like most of these do, but it can go back. And then you've got your swivel here at the hip, the hip thigh region. You've got 90-degree bend at your knee, and you have a really weird looking ankle tilt this way, where you've got to actually dislodge this, and then the tilt is active, and then snap it back into place to kind of hold it. And this one was really loose, so I leave it snapped in pretty much. And then his foot can't tilt up, but do the transformation. If you move the heel, it can tilt down, but it's basically not really worth doing anything, and then the heel can tilt down. And since it pops off, I don't like to do anything with it either. That's pretty much what you've got for his articulation. So we'll go ahead and show off that this cannon also is blast effect compatible. So there you go. Oh, my blast effect's falling. Okay. These bigger ones, it doesn't seem to want to like it, probably because the barrel is kind of sunken down in here, so the edge is playing with it. But you could definitely take one of these and put it in there. Alright, we'll go ahead and get ready for our size comparisons, and I'll get this blast effect mess cleaned up, and we'll take a look at him with some other figures, and then we will get into final thoughts kind of territory. I'm going to take this and put it back with Sound Blaster because that's where I got it from, and we will get into that. Let's have him look up. I know it's difficult. I have to lean you forward so you don't fall backwards, so he looks kind of hunched, but that is okay. Alrighty, there he is with the Rubik's Cube, the Gormagala statue, Volkswagen Bumblebee. He is with Soundwave, Starscream, and Shockwave for his three main buddies. And there he is with Sound Blaster, which is going to be the next Voyager review, either next week or the week after that, depending on the shipping speeds. And there he is with the MP44 mold. And there you have the big four bad guys from G1 Traditional, as far as I've come to understand it. These are the main four, the most popular four. You got the leader of the Skies, Starscream, leader of the whole faction, Megatron, his most faithful servant, Soundwave, and most logically, Shockwave. I can say his name, I swear. Shockwave, and I want to say that he develops weapons and whatnot, and things like that. But there you have all four of them together in a group shot. I think this might be my first group shot, but there you go. And that is pretty much it for the Seige Megatron mold. I like the figure. There's a couple of issues I have with it, mostly pertaining to the legs. He doesn't want to stand. The ankles are kind of annoying. And the head flap. But pretty much everything else other than that works. I like it a lot. Let's see if we can't help balance him out by giving him his Blaby, which he can hold, which I didn't show off before now because of reasons. There, he's got his Blaby. That'll help balance. So there are his weapons. I showed off his weapons. And that pretty much does it for most of the Seige, War for Cybertron, Kingdom, Earthrise versions of the main 4 Decepticon characters. Sound Blaster is kind of like a clone of Soundwave, I guess, so he'll be coming out in the next Voyager class review. And after that, I don't know what I'm doing yet. Maybe some... oh no, I do know what I'm doing. After Sound Blaster, I'm going to do Siege Springer. So that'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. If you are Pokemon fans, I am doing a Let's Play of the new Pokemon game, Legends Arceus. So go ahead and check that out. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to talk about how I'm wrong about any of the Decepticons I've tried to describe in this video, leave me a comment. If you want to know when I have more stuff coming out, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, because I will be posting there when I can. Work is kind of screwing that up, as I've stated previously. Go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell so YouTube can notify you when I post it, at least, even if I can't do it ahead of time. And with that, I think we're done here, so I will see you guys in the next review.